What's up, everybody? As always, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, click that button down below. Follow me on all the social links. And again, go check out our website. If you didn't watch our channel update video, that's okay. It was just me talking about everything, blah, blah, blah. But we have a website. Go check it out. Browse around. If you need something, need some help with anything, send us a message on Facebook. We'll get you squared away. Let's jump into today's video. Hot subject, dealing with the Can-Am ATVs. As you can see by the title, we're going to be talking about the rear differentials. Now, I had actually shot a video a couple months ago, and I was going to use it, but I wanted to reiterate on a couple of things I said because might have came off a little aggressive. So I was like, you know what? I'll just redo it. In today's society and world, we all know there's always going to be Chinese copies of everything that's made. And sometimes they're not bad copies. Now, with that being said, certain things I don't get jiggy with, and I can understand the frustration from private owners, blah, blah, blah. But what we're talking about today is completely beside the point of that. I'm a big OEM guy. I'm a firm believer in OEM parts, and if something breaks, replace it with OEM parts. With that being said, there are exceptions to that. Sometimes you can find some aftermarket parts that are actually great parts and they work very well and they actually last a good while. So, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the rear differentials. So, OEM rear differential, XMR, costs about $1,300 brand new. Depends on like local taxes, blah, blah, blah. The standard rear differential are a little bit cheaper. Now, I understand if you're out riding, you shred your rear diff. Some people just don't have that kind of money to come out and pay for a $1,300 diff to replace it, whatever. Sometimes you get lucky and get it rebuilt. But there's always the question, well, Mike, what about this one I found on eBay or Amazon? Well, luckily for you, that's what this video is about. Now, again, big OEM replacement guy. I believe in OEM parts. You pay for what you get. With that being said, these aftermarket diffs that you can find on eBay, Amazon, they're not as bad as what most people think. Now, I'm going to be talking from firsthand experience and what I have seen. If you have been watching several of our riding videos, there are actually quite a couple guys that are running these cheap aftermarket diffs, and they have great luck with them. Our boy Luke, that's got the 2017 XMR on the 34-inch Assassinators, he's been running one of his for 2 years now. Now, he has replaced one, but the good thing about that is how easy it was to get a warranty replacement. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Connor and his brother Lee, they run them in their machines. Lee, we did quite a few modifications to his, and his is on 34-inch Assassinators. And he's had great luck with his. And even some of my boys down in Florida, they are running them on their big bore machines. We got some guys in Virginia that are running them in their big bore machines. So the proof is there. They will hold up. Now, with that being said, just because several people get lucky doesn't mean you will. But the thing is, for the price, I say take advantage of it. Try it out. And the good thing is, if you do have to replace it, eBay and Amazon customer service warranty replacement returns isn't as bad as what people make it out to be. Mike, you should support small private business, blah, blah. I'm a big private business supporter. Small business owners, definitely. You know, everybody's out here trying to better themselves, do whatever. But like I've said in other videos, I don't like seeing hardworking people that just want to go out and ride, enjoy their weekends, get taken advantage of by some of these other companies by selling them a part that they can buy themselves for $300 cheaper, buy it from this place, and they jack the price up on you. So what I'm getting at is there are several companies in this industry that are buying these cheap aftermarket diffs, and they're getting them in the bulk, whatever, putting them on their website, jacking the price up $300. And at the end of the day, people will be like, well, it's easier to call them and talk to them than it is, Amazon customer support, blah, blah. Look, in today's world, if you have a girlfriend, a wife, or yourself, you have ordered stuff off Amazon. There's no way anybody hardly has it. Amazon is super convenient. Jeff Bezos has it figured out. Now, again, support your local businesses. But the whole thing is, if you can buy this diff for 180 bucks on eBay or Amazon, and this company has the same exact thing, and they're selling it for $450, you'd be dumb not to just buy it straight from the source, because that's exactly what they're doing. And the whole thing is they put in there, because I love it how they do this stuff. I mean, it is, I mean, they get good with it. They'll put on there Can-Am XMR rear differential OEM replacement. That makes you think that you're gonna get an OEM rear diff for 400 bucks or whatever they got it on for sale. And the thing is, the way they have it worded, that's what it seems so. And if you don't know what you're looking at, you're gonna buy it thinking, oh, you got a great deal. When in reality, you just pay for that diff 2 or 3 times. Now, they want to give you a warranty with it, but the warranty they give you is the same as that warranty that eBay and Amazon gives you if you order it directly from them. So you know, it's kind of like, okay, they basically became a middleman. They're profiting off you, and then if something happens, you send the diff back to them, and they probably gonna give you the runaround because they love to put this in there. Oh, 6 month warranty excludes water and mud intrusion. I'm here to tell you right now, no matter what you do to these rear differentials, they're going to get water and mud in them. There's nothing you can do about that. No matter if you put OEM seals in it, you seal up the side case, whatever, water is going to get in that rear differential. And they know that, and they put that there intentionally because basically, once you take this diff and you go through any mud and water on one ride, the warranty's gone. And they know that. It's a XMR differential replacement. The XMR machines were made for mud riding. So it's kind of like, well, you know what we're using it for, but it's just across the board, it's robbery. And they're just getting over on hardworking people that's just trying to go out and enjoy their time. And if you're watching this video and you're getting mad about what I'm saying, then you're probably part of the problem. And if your ego is that big that you want to get on here and make comments or subtle jabs at me, go ahead. Because at the end of the day, I don't like seeing hardworking people being taken advantage of. And that's exactly why I do what I do, because that's just not right at the end of the day. There's other things I can say, but we're gonna keep it PG-13. So if you're in the market and you need a Can-Am rear differential, these OEM replacements, these Chinese replacements that you can get on eBay or Amazon are not bad. Again, we have several guys that are running them. They've had great luck with them, and just across the board, you know, if something happens, you can just get a replacement, and more than likely, you're not even going to get asked any questions. They're just going to send you a new one. Well, let's talk about how can you identify that it's an aftermarket differential versus OEM. So when you get one of these or you're looking at one, there's a couple key indicators. The first one is going to be the seals on it. Most of them are going to come with these red or brown seals for the pin and the axle seals. That's just a plug, it comes out. Now, most people are swapping these out for OEM seals. You can get a set of OEM axle seals and a pin seal for like 50, 60 bucks. Sometimes, I don't know, it just depends. Swap them in there. That way you can kind of help prolong the mud and water intrusion. Now, some people just slap them in with those seals and they have good luck. And at this point, I say just give them a try, because again, it's $180, $200 diff. If something happens to it within a year, you can just submit a warranty claim and they're going to send you another one. So, with that being said, the seals are one indicator. Another indicator is back here on the field plug. So, on these aftermarket China cases, this is your field plug where you put in the fluid, the gear fluid. So, make sure you are changing your gear fluid. On the OEM cases, it's going to have the fluid type and the capacity. I have one here. I just don't feel like getting it out. So if you go look at your OEM diff, it's going to have that on there. Also, markings on the case. If you see on this case, you kind of got casting numbers in the case right here. You got stuff printed where the axle goes, and that can also be an indicator right here on the snout. Also, where the pin is, there's numbers and part numbers, whatever. That can be an indicator. The color of the diff can also be an indicator, but some companies have gotten smart and they try to pass these off as OEM. So what they'll do is they'll either vapor blast them or do some kind of like acidic wash on them to kind of get it more of like a dull gray, close to an OEM color. Because, like I said, we got 3 of these, and they all relatively look a little bit different. So some companies are getting smart with that. With that being said, here's another issue that I have came across. There is a company that sells rear differentials, upgraded rear differentials, and basically what we have found, what they're doing is they are buying these in bulk, right? And supposedly they are putting better gears, bearings, blah 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 in them, and then you're getting a rear differential for $1,500-$1,600 or whatever. When in reality, all that company is doing is buying these cheap Chinese diffs and doing an acid wash, vapor blasting them, whatever, and they are buffing off the numbers I showed you. They're taking a Dynafile or something, buffing them off, and then doing the acid clean on them, whatever. That way, it's hard to tell. Some of these companies have gotten very good with it. I mean, I give them credit. They are really trying hard to take advantage of people. What do you do about that? Well, there's nothing you can do. You can just spread awareness and information about it. And supposedly they put better gears or bearings in it, but I've had a few of those diffs. I've opened them up, and honestly, they look exactly like the same internals that are in this diff. We're going to open this up and show you the internals. Most of these diffs that you get, these aftermarket Chinese diffs, they come with straight cut gears. Some of you can get spiral bevel cut gears. We're not going to get into the topic of which one's better. Me, I'm a big spiral bevel cut gear guy, but in 2019, Can-Am switched to straight cut gears, but also they changed the casing of the diff also, and a lot of people don't know that. So supposedly they changed something like the heat sink fins, some of the internal casting, blah blah, to help with heat and dissipate it better. So there's a company that claims that they are having their own cases casted to their specs. Do you freaking know how much money that would cost if you were trying to get one of these, a mold made, and get these casted? You would think, oh, it wouldn't be that bad. Oh no, that's not nothing cheap. So basically, they're just buying these things and just doing exactly what I was saying, claiming it as, oh, we had these made to our specs just to make the sale sound better. And it's all a bunch of bull crap. So without further ado, let's get these bolts out, and I'll show you exactly what the insides look like. Because honestly, some other people that may have gotten these and taken them apart, they can attest the internals of them don't really look bad. All right, so got the side case right here. Got your bearing race, your shims in there, inside seal, blah blah blah. You have an O-ring on the outside. They include that. But also, one thing I see that they're doing is they are smearing some RTV on it to help it seal better. Because I have seen these even on OEM cases, these O-rings leak over time. So definitely, take a gander at that. Now, here we have the ring gear. You can't see it. I need to set the camera up a little bit better. So at first glance, when I look at this, I'm like, daggone, the bearings actually don't look that bad. And quite honestly, even though we know these are aftermarket bearings, they're really not that bad of a quality. Compared to OEM, you can kind of tell some differences of the cage or whatever. But if we pull this out and look at this gear, if I had this gear sitting beside a OEM gear, more than likely the only way you'd be able to tell a difference is the fact that this one has some casting marks or stamp numbers in it. Also, the machining on the inside of the teeth on an OEM gear set is definitely better. But with that being said, these gears honestly ain't bad. And where we have seen the failure of these aftermarket diffs has been primarily either from maybe it needs a little bit better shimming, but also people are getting these things and just not changing the fluid in them. Again, we have several guys that have been running these and they change the fluid in them every ride, and they have had very good luck with them. But if you look at the inside of this case, it looks identical to a OEM case. So the pinion gear looks absolutely great. I mean, honestly, it's hard to believe that you can buy this whole thing for as cheap as it is. So, with that being said, there's always the chance that it's not going to last because, let's be honest, maybe how these gears are made or forged are a little bit different than the OEMs. And we know that, but puts you into the mindset of, okay, so basically, we know a lot of the parts on these machines are made overseas. So basically, all this is probably from the same place. It just didn't pass the quality aspect checks of the lot. So, like when they run a set of discs, we'll say they run 50 at a time, they might pull like 5 out, check the quality, and they're good. That lot's okay. So probably what happens is they find something that doesn't meet the OEM spec, quality, whatever, and they just set them to the side, and then they just go get basically built somewhere else, and they get sold on the market. Calls. What's the point of throwing this away? Because they can be used. And basically, what other companies are doing is they bind these, and like I said, they're just acid washing them, vapor blasting them, changing the seals in them, and then selling them directly to you for $1,500 freaking dollars. And at the end of the day, they bought it for 180, $200. So basically, you're getting lied to and robbed on that aspect. But again, the internals do not look bad. Now, some people will say, "Oh, you can tell the difference." I'm going to tell you, the average person that doesn't have any idea, you can show them both insides internals of an OEM diff and this aftermarket diff, and more than likely, the first thing we'll say is, "Oh, the seals are different colors." But other than that, they're not going to be able to tell the difference. Now, on a hardness level of, is this gear better than the OEM gear, you would have to test it. But I'm telling you right now, what we have seen from our perspective, a bunch of the guys that are running these, they hold up pretty damn great. So, in whole, if you blow your rear diff out and you need to get a replacement, but you don't have the money to buy an OEM one, I say go for it. Give it a try. Again, OEM is always the way to go, but at this point, for the cost of these rear diffs, I mean, you'd be crazy not to try. Now, with that being said, the rear drive shafts, always go OEM for the rear drive shafts. Do not buy the cheap aftermarket ones that you find on eBay or Amazon. Definitely do not run those. But the rear diffs, give them a whirl. Like I said, they're great. We've seen them. They hold up. If you do buy one, don't fall into the scam of paying $300-$400 more for one of these from another source, because at the end of the day, you can buy it directly from eBay or Amazon, a whole lot cheaper. And let's face it, the customer service support that you're going to get on eBay or Amazon, you can do it all on your phone now. Super easy, super replacement. Some people are not going to like the fact that I say that, but I mean, at the end of the day, that's just how it is. It's like tools, like I was saying earlier. There's several companies that sell exclusively on Amazon that actually have good products. And on eBay, there's a lot of private businesses, small businesses that use eBay to sell stuff. So it's not always about, oh, you're just feeding into capitalism, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not about that. It's just about not getting freaking robbed from these other companies that throw that mindset at you just so you will buy their product. We don't do that here at 252 Off Road. We try to be honest and transparent. And like I said, I've sold a couple of these, and I tell people straight up, like, hey, look, yeah, I have them in stock. This is what I bought it for. I send them the link. I show them where I get it. I said, if you need one today, I got them. Come pick it up, sell it to you for the same price. I'm not out here to make a fortune. Anybody that's into this sport, you're not going to get rich. And that's where I see the issue, where companies are just taking advantage of hardworking Americans. And it sucks. And I've done said that 30 times throughout the video, but it really irritates me when I see that stuff, because I get on these Facebook pages and you see people talking about these, and then you'll see these companies go there and post like, oh, we sell these on our website. They come with warranty, blah, blah, blah. It's the same exact thing. These diffs are not bad. Again, are they the best? No. But if you're in a pinch and you're trying to make a ride and you don't want to fork out the money, or whatever. Amazon, most of the time you find them on Prime. Yeah, they're a little bit more than the eBay listing, but the thing is, you'll have it in 2 days. You can make the ride. It might even last. Again, Luke had one of his Renegade, I think, for 7, 8 months, and then it didn't completely blow out, but he went ahead and submitted a warranty claim. They had him another one in like 2 or 3 days. He had it swapped out right in the next weekend. Like I said, we got plenty of perspectives. We've seen them firsthand how they perform, and they hold up great. Again, you just got to change the fluid in them every ride. Fluid is cheap, diffs ain't. But in this perspective, these diffs, they're pretty cheap. So some people be like, well, shoot, don't even change the fluid. As easy as it is to swap the diff out, just run it till it blows and put another one in there. And I mean, they're not wrong. I bought this thing for 140, 150 bucks. And I have 3 of them. Yeah, I got 3 of them here. And we've had great luck with these. Now, it's not always the main option that we push. It's just, again, I understand today's world, money money can be tight sometimes, and you're just trying to go out ride and have a good time, and you're like, dang man, I just don't want to spend $1,300, blah blah blah, because this might be the last ride, whatever. You can't go wrong with that. But as always, if you got any questions or concerns about these Chinese diffs, send us a message. We'll do what we can to help you out. We'll give you all the information and insight that we've seen. Again, do not fall for the scam of buying these aftermarket diffs on other websites for 300-400% markup. And some of these other companies that manufacture their own diffs, I'm gonna say this respectfully: for what you're going to pay for that thing, just go get an OEM one. Now, for the Gen 2 Renegades and the Outlanders, most people will say do a Maverick disc swap. And I'm all for that. It's just a lot of people just don't feel like going through the process, having to cut the frame, do all that, blah, blah, blah. And these XMR diffs, they're good. They'll do what you need to do. They might even, surprise you on how long they'll last. So, but with all that being said, again, this video is kind of dragged out. I just wanted to kind of hit every aspect, and we kind of were all over the place. But if certain people are watching this video, and I know you're probably raging right now, you absolutely want to go on Facebook, make a big post, go ahead. Because at the end of the day, I know I'm right. Everybody else in the industry that knows about these, they know I'm right. And if you're buying these things and reselling them 300, 400% markup and trying to market, oh, well, customer service, blah, 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 no, quit lying to people. In this today's world, people work hard for their money. They deserve to be told the truth. Be honest, because that's the problem with some of these sports, especially power sports. People get lied to. People get into these machines and something happens. They go somewhere, they get lied to, get robbed of money, pay for services that might not even be getting done. And it absolutely just kills their mindset and mood of even trying to stay in the sport. And at the end of the day, I want to see the power sports world continue to grow. It's done a pretty damn good job, but at the rate of where we're seeing companies come in and doing shady crap like this, it definitely kills it. I'm just one person. I can't make a change, but I can spread awareness and let the everyday average consumer, the people that work, 9 to 5, 5 to 5, 5 to 6, whatever, Monday through Friday, weekends, they just want to go out and enjoy their time. This is for them. But as always, if you're not subscribed to the channel, click that button down below. If you got any comments, concerns, criticism, I don't care. I got thick skin. Post down in the comments. Send me a message on Facebook. As always, we will catch y'all on the next one.